Good morning, everyone. As most of you probably know, Haxby and Wigginton Methodist Church runs a Roma coffee shop in the village. We've had it as part of our life for over 11 years, and it's been a great gift to the community in lots of ways, and a great place for us to offer people care and conversation and some belonging, as well as some good food and good conversation, and a place to hang out for some who otherwise might be on their own. Some of the staff and a lot of the volunteers are folk involved in our church or other churches in the village. Many are not, but those who take part do so with goodwill. And since I arrived just on 3 years ago into Haxby and Wigginton as Methodist minister here, I've done a shift on a mostly weekly basis. Started off just doing tables and washing dishes and so on, and then realised that was a bit haphazard and wasn't always needed as much of the times when I was free. So for quite a while now, I've been going in first thing on a Monday morning. I'm there by 8. We only open at 9, and I chop vegetables. I get out Andy, who is our vegetable chopping machine, named after a previous vegetable chopper volunteer called Andy, who had early onset dementia, and I chop onions, I chop carrots, I grate cheese, do all kinds of things with those staff who are in early and a couple of other volunteers who've over the years done a Monday morning shift. And it's a lovely way to start the week. My head's often quite full after Sunday, and I can't just sit down at my desk first thing on a Monday and start to work productively. So doing something physical in the company of others and having a good laugh while we do that is a great way to start my week. There's something that happens almost every Monday morning that I just love. Sort of between 9, 9:30, around then, 2 elderly ladies come in, and they sit at the same table. There's a little table for 2 in front of one of the fridges, the display fridges. They sit down at their table and they have something. And one of them, every Monday morning, pretty much first thing in the morning, she has a strawberry milkshake, and I just love that. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful way to grow old, having a strawberry milkshake for breakfast on a Monday morning. Of course, we can't all have a strawberry milkshake every Monday morning, or every morning, because that would not be good for us. But I love seeing the freedom and the joy and the conversation that happens between these 2 old friends as they have their drinks and nibbles on a Monday morning. So I woke up this morning feeling quite low. I had a bad night's sleep. I had really odd dreams, and I woke up with those dreams kind of lingering. And I don't know if you have that experience, but often, if I've had dreams that have been disturbing for me or unhappy, or that the emotion of them tends to linger through, can be most of the day sometimes, certainly most of the morning. So I've been feeling a bit there this morning, not great. So I woke up a bit later than usual, because I went to bed a bit later than usual, and made a cup of tea and went outside. I needed to put the bin out, so I put the bin out and then sat outside. We have a bench by the front door, and I took my cup of tea and sat there. It was a beautiful, cool, crisp spring morning. We have a big hedge that runs along the side of our house, and it's full of sparrows, and the sparrows were very busy, and there was all kinds of other life happening around, and unusually, because of coronavirus, not lots of cars herring their way down Old Orchard to head towards York. I only sat there for about 20 minutes, but it was very good for me to do so. And I went to very briefly this morning, in a refreshingly brief sort of video reflection this morning, just ask you what today will be your strawberry milkshake. What can you choose for yourself that is good for you, that is a celebration for you? We are not always good at choosing to do the things that we know are good for us, or try new things that may be good for us, like any kind of stillness or meditation particularly, because we think, we're going to fail, we're going to get it wrong, and there's a certain kind of ecstatic, wonderful experience you're supposed to have when you pray or you pause and it's just often ordinary and distracted time, but it's good. It's good. And in all kinds of other things we might want to learn as skills, things we might want to do, things that are just good for us to do, things to leave undone, rather than rush around in the frantic busyness of trying to keep our life as ordered as we think it should be. There are things to choose every day that are part of you and I caring for ourselves. Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That was the second great commandment. The first was love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind and strength. And for me that isn't so much about some kind of blind obedience and servitude as a bringing of the whole of your life into the truth of love shaping everything most powerfully in the world, centered in the person of Jesus as we understand him in the story we have and our experience of God, which is often quite ordinary as well. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. I'm not the first person to say we're very good at the first bit, we're not so good at the second, and often the benchmark of our lives is not so much how we have loved our neighbors, but how we have taken ourselves seriously. So I want to say to you today, love yourself in some large or small way. Maybe today will be an easy day for you. Maybe today will be a difficult day for you. Whatever it will be, choose something. Choose two things. Don't set yourself a big list with a set of targets of things you're going to do that are good for you. But be gracious to yourself. Sitting outside was a little thing to do, but I find myself so easily making my cup of tea in the morning and then sitting in front of the television and watching BBC Breakfast and getting wound up by the news, and my head gets full and my heart gets full, and I begin to buzz, and in a way that doesn't help me into the day. And I know, and I've known for years that I should really take my cup of tea, and when the weather's really awful, sit in my study chair. The chair you can see behind me over there, which is my thinking chair. Look out the window, or go outside. Go outside. Put on something warm if I need to. Go and sit outside and breathe fresh air. Go and drink your cup of tea outside, Rory. But I don't. You idiot. Frustrate myself so much, maybe you do too, because I'm not good at choosing the things that are good for me. Little things, not big things, little things that help me. Part of me managing my kind of neurological complexity sometimes is making sure that my life is fairly ordered, that my study is fairly ordered. My study's a tip. So what am I going to do today? Well, I'm going to do this video. I'm going to make another cup of tea. I'm going to sit and drink that. I'm going to go to the shop and buy a few things for us, for our dinner for tonight and the next couple of days. And I'm going to clean my study. Because I know how, and I don't want to overstate this, but I know how much it affects the calmness of my soul when I walk into my kind of thinking, working, reflecting, planning, creative space, and it's ordered. Not immaculate, but ordered. So what will be your strawberry milkshake today? What will be your strawberry milkshake? I hope it's something delicious, something wonderful, something that's treasure for you, that you look forward to. It might be doing a job that's a bit like cleaning my study, not my favorite thing to do, but it might be a bit like that, something you do that you know will be good for you, even though you might not enjoy doing it very much. Some of the strawberry milkshakes are not always good to drink, but always things we're grateful for afterwards. Love yourself, and then you can love your neighbor. It's really what Jesus seems to be saying. Love yourself, and then you can love your neighbor. The extent to which you struggle to love yourself will often be the true extent to which you struggle to love your neighbor. However much you may mask that with busyness and goodness and kindness and generosity and selflessness, the quality of what you offer to others is shaped by the depth with which you take yourself seriously. Not in a self-indulgent way, not in not placing yourself at the center of the universe, but taking yourself seriously and giving yourself the gift of being loved for who you are by yourself as much as you can to the best of your abilities today and every day. So have a strawberry milkshake. Whatever yours looks and feels like, enjoy it. I've sat outside with my cup of tea. I'm going to clean my study. I don't know what else I'm going to do today, but some of those things will be good for me. And some of them might be choosing not to do things I feel responsible for and should be doing. And yeah, Lucas woke up this morning and the first thing he said was, today we're going to build a scale electric track, which we'd said we would. And I thought, yes, I need to be careful that time doesn't get squeezed by things that aren't necessary or might not be his or my strawberry milkshake in that moment. Bless you. Enjoy loving yourself today. Do the best you can. Have a go. Do something new. Do something old that you know works for you. Yeah? And be yourself in a way that's good for you because of the fact of doing that or how you feel afterwards. Have a great day. Cheers.